Hello, fellow travelers. My name's Jeb Brooks with greenergrass.com. I fly a lot. This year alone, I've spent nearly 400 hours in the air flying more than 150,000 miles. I've even flown on 3 of the 10 longest flights in the world this year alone. Now, these experiences have meant that I've learned some tips and tricks to make long-haul travel just a little bit more comfortable. Now, I'd like to share those with you in the next few minutes. And ask a favor. Leave a comment below and let me know what your tips and tricks are. You see, I find that I learn from fellow travelers about how to make this experience just a little bit more pleasant. But for now, let's check out these tips.
First, do your research. Understand what amenities and other comforts will be available to you before you get on board. Despite what you see on my YouTube channel, I don't fly business or first class all of the time, and the information that I have before I get on board is really critical to making sure that I have maximum comfort based on the cabin I'm flying in. This means reviewing YouTube videos about what you can expect when you get on board. It also means familiarizing yourself with your airline's rules and regulations, as well as the service experience they'll provide. Many travelers, including me, turn to Seat Guru for even more information. It's not always 100% accurate, but the site has helped me avoid terrible seats in the past. As my friend and fellow YouTuber Dennis Bunnick says,
always get to the airport on time, or early.
This is probably the single biggest cause of travel stress. It's not flight cancellations or delays. Instead, it's travelers who show up late. It stresses them out. If it happens to you, just remember what a gate agent once told me. You're not late for that flight. You're just early for the next one. Seriously though, the earlier you can arrive, the better. I recommend arriving at least 2 hours before an international flight and an hour before a domestic one. Other people like even more time. Anyway, this extra time is great if you're able to take advantage of tip number 3. Head to a lounge. Even if your ticket doesn't afford you access to a lounge, consider other options to get in. Many lounges offer day passes, and these can be good deals, especially if you factor in the cost of food and drinks in airports. You might also consider checking out the Priority Pass, which grants access to many lounges around the world. It comes with a lot of travel credit cards, an area that's also worth researching. I am not an expert in this topic, but I will say I really like my Chase Sapphire Reserve card. While you're in that lounge, take a shower and then change into some comfortable clothes. This single tip can make a huge difference in terms of your overall comfort. In my experience, one of the worst parts of jet lag is that sticky feeling I get after sitting for so long. Simply going into the flight with a fresh and clean feeling makes a huge difference. One of the best ways to make long-haul travel more comfortable is to bring your own kind of amenity kit, or the things that you might need on a flight like this. If you're flying in business class, of course, you'll be provided one, but even still, it's nice to kind of have the things that you think you're going to need already. Let me show you what I always travel with. Here are my travel essentials. First of all, a portable battery pack. Second of all, my Kindle. I always want to have something to read in case in-flight entertainment isn't working or there's a delay of some kind. That's critical. Third, I always bring an eye shade. Now, I find this one to be one of the most important things to make sleep on a plane more comfortable. And speaking of that, noise-canceling headphones. So critical. If you're a subscriber to this channel, and let's face it, why wouldn't you be? You like travel, right? So do I. So let's connect here. Anyway, if you are a subscriber to this channel, then you no doubt know I'm a stickler for noise-canceling headphones. Many business class cabins and most first class cabins provide some for you to use during the flight. I choose to bring my own Bose QC20s. They're fantastic, and I wouldn't travel without them. Let's face it, there's no secret to avoiding jet lag. Everyone's body is different, but for me, I find the best thing I can personally do is to begin the process of adjusting to the time zone I'm heading to as soon as possible. This often means even before I'm on board, but at the very least, it means adjusting to the time at my destination as soon as I get on board. That good night's rest is the #1 reason I savor my opportunities to fly in a cabin with a lie-flat bed. Airlines have made huge strides in terms of the in-flight entertainment they provide, but if you read their contracts of carriage, which I really don't recommend you do, they're under no legal obligation to provide it to you. In other words, if it's broken, a kind flight attendant may try to get it working for you again. But if it's still not working, it's not likely they're going to stop at the nearest computer store and get it started up. I mentioned packing a book in your own amenity kit. I also download a few movies before each trip, just in case. Sure, all that champagne and wine and those cocktails can be appealing, but the importance of staying hydrated can't be underestimated. New airplanes like the Boeing 787 and Airbus A350 have higher humidity levels than the older ones, but it's still not like being on the ground. It's important to drink a lot of water when traveling by air. This goes a long way in helping you feel refreshed on the ground. It's easy to get distracted by movies and meals and the beautiful window views, but it's essential to get up and walk around the plane. Not only is it a healthy choice, but it'll also just make you feel better when you're back on the ground if you've moved around a bit.
One final tip. Never forget the miracle of flight. It's amazing that you can go to sleep on a plane, wake up the next day and be in someplace completely different. I mean, just a few hours ago, I was in LA, and now I'm here in this beach in Australia. What an amazing miracle this thing is. So between now and the next time, see you in the sky.